Welcome to the Mindset Spot. Today, we're going to discuss a very important topic, a topic which is crucial to millions across the world. Studies shows that specifically textile and clothing in developing regions like Africa is the second largest sector after agriculture. This sector is documented as holding the potential to create jobs for millions of young people across the entire African continent. Cumulatively, the market value on fashion in Africa is estimated to be 31 billion US dollar. That's a lucrative opportunity. But this is costing the environment. Manufacturing jeans, for example, takes up to about 7,000 liters of water. This is what a person drinks over 7 years. A cotton shirt requires close to 3,000 liters of water to manufacture. They contribute to 21 billion tons of textiles sent to landfills each and every year. The fashion industry produces 10% of global carbon emissions and consumes more energy than aviation and shipping combined. In addition, every year, plastic microfibers from global fashion industry are dumped into the ocean, the equivalent of 50 billion plastic bottles. So what's the danger? Microfiber cannot be extracted from water, and they end up spreading throughout the food chains, impacting our health in severe ways. With increasing concerns as we speak today surrounding the environment, the impact of fast fashion is seen. We can therefore seize the opportunity to recycle organic, inorganic generated waste. For example, reusing 180 million of plastic waste in the continent can result to development of apparel, shoes, bags, and these can create opportunities to drive transformational climate action. Fashioning with waste is a hidden gold mine that needs to be explored. Today, on the Mindset Spot, we have someone who is doing extraordinary work for human and environmental health. She is at the front line of addressing the effects of unsustainable consumption and production patterns in the fashion industry. She is Adejoke Lasisi, an Aden innovative volunteerism actor extraordinaire, an African fabric designer, an environmentalist, and the founder of Planet 3R and Joke Links Weaving School, where they primarily convert textile and plastic waste into innovative products. She has showcased her products at various events across the world and exhibitions both at home and abroad. Through her work, she has been at the front line of sustainable fashion, for which she has earned widespread accolades. Among these accolades, more than 15, but I will just name a few here today. Recipient of Vice President of Nigeria Grant, the National MSME of the Year 2020 recognition for using her weaving skills to save the planet by converting plastic and textile waste into eco-friendly products. She's been awarded by the President of Nigeria as one of the 5 young innovators of 2020. And she is the winner of the Africa Green Grant Award 2020 organized by 1111 Tour Foundation. Her work and journey have been featured in local and international media, including Al Jazeera, BBC, and many more. It is my great honor to invite this great champion of the environment and entrepreneurship, an innovative volunteerism actor extraordinaire, to share more of what she does and potentially inspire many across the continent. Welcome, Adejoke. How are you today?
I'm doing all right. Thank you so much. Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone.
Excellent, excellent. It's really a great pleasure to have you on the show today. And first of all, congratulations for the amazing work that you are doing. And
Thank you.
To our viewers who have tuned in, what I would like to start off by asking you is, first of all, you did your degree in Obafemi Awolowo University
Yes.
in Nigeria. And this degree was an economics degree. But when you finished this degree, what I noticed is that instead of roaming around and complaining like we see many do across the continent, you instead focus on retooling your skills in turning waste into apparels, into bags, into shoes. What I would like to hear from you is, how did this come about? Because this is not the usual way that we see young people graduating and getting into. Of course, there are you, but I would like just you to tell us how this came about.
Okay. Once again, thank you so much for having me on the show, and I really appreciate. And hopefully, people are going to like one or two people are going to get inspired by this show today, and also be an active innovative volunteerism as well. So once again, my name is Adejokela Sisi, and I am from Nigeria. So what actually motivated me to start this Waste to Wealth? So it was not actually onset, like I've always been someone that is into waste to wealth, although I like to have a clean environment and like having this thing. But to me, then I was like, okay, it's not my problem to solve that. It's the government. Like, why should I be the one to solve this problem that I see around me? And many of us always think about that it is not our problem, that the government needs to like be the one to do it. But the truth is, like, if you keep waiting and keep waiting, this thing is affecting us directly. It's not even affecting this government that we keep waiting for. So it is still us that is staying in that community, in that environment. So whatever we want from it, like whatever, if you are looking for something positive to come out of that environment, that means that we need to take care of that environment positively. And if you are looking for the negative aspect, then just neglect it, then you are definitely going to receive that. So growing up in an environment, whereby we have a lot of waste, like, the waste wasn't even as much as this. Now we are
Right.
generating more waste than the way when I was growing up. Like, we actually take all these sachet water, table water. We're always taking water from, like, there's this container that is always there at our shop that we take water from. So it was not like we keep generating more waste. But now there's even electronic waste, this, that, a lot of things now, a lot of gadgets, a lot of things that people just keep producing. They just keep producing them, new things. So like then, and like I was even like thinking there was a problem then, not even like now. The problem is even now much. So when I graduated from the university, I studied economics. I was actually a medical student, but later left medicine for economics.
Right.
Then I graduated, and the skill that I already acquired from my mom, which is weaving. Then
Right.
I started my service. I started weaving gradually. Although my mom, my parents did not really they didn't support it initially, because they were like, why did I go to school? Like, they wanted me to work in a organized settings, like white collar job and stuff like that. Like, they've invested so much in me. Like, why would I just like put everything into just one skill like that, weaving like that? So, but with the right attitude, like, I was able to convince my mom that, okay, this is actually something. There's a problem that I've been able to identify in the
Right.
community. I'm bringing in a solution. There's a vision. Like, I can see that there's something that we really need to create from this, because I saw the decline in our cultural heritage. People stop using something that is from Africa. They don't even want to see it at that point. Like, everything, we just keep importing things into our country instead of us to be producing something and export as well. So, with time, my mom started to like, okay, maybe she started just supporting small. When she saw that, okay, I was actually making impact small in it. And you were like, okay, maybe she would do this thing. So later on, when I started doing the Ashoke weaving and we started making more impact, I was like, how can we make more impact in this environment? Because I realized that problem was not going away, and it wasn't going to go away. Like, I now told myself one day, I said, okay, that means that if I'm expecting someone somewhere will come up one day to come and do it, that means that what if that person too is actually thinking like me? Is thinking that someone will come and do it, someone will come and do it. And everybody will keep thinking the same way until that problem just be there, like nobody to solve that problem, because we are all thinking that someone somewhere will just come and solve this problem. And actually, like, we are the one that can actually solve our problem. We are the ones we have been waiting for, like Barack Obama said. So
I think Ade, let me just jump in here. I think I mean, your journey to where you started is quite very interesting, and I think the way you have enumerated it, it's something that is quite very unique, and I believe the youth and even those who are young at heart listening should really be picking this up. And you said we cannot just wait for government to do things; we need to start trying to do it on our own, and that entails learning skills. So what I just want you, as you explain that, to add on is, because you are a fabric designer, and the way you do this is not just something you are doing it for a living. It's out of passion. And I've watched you very carefully. You do this with all your heart. You give your all into this. And that passion, one can see it. It's quite very visible. But you combine the environmental dimension into it. So what made you to not just do fashion for fashion, but at least you decided to look at it through the environment lens? That's very interesting. So I would like to get,
so I'm actually getting there now. So in the community where I stay, there's this bridge that leads into my community. So that bridge is it can only contain one car at a time. So whenever during the rainy season, anytime, like once there's plenty rain, there will be flood that will not be able to cross on that bridge into our community. Like you will see people have to like park their cars, like people have to like go and sleep in their friend's house in town. Like we will not be able to enter that community. Likewise, if it rains overnight and it's much like that, we will not be able to come outside that community. So it's actually affecting a lot of things in that community. So I was like, okay, what is the cause of this problem that is always causing this flooding? It is not just the rain. It's not just the rain. Like the root cause of the problem itself. And that's when I always encourage people, like when you're trying to look for solution to something, look at the root cause. What is actually the main cause of that problem? So I realized that many people just dump waste on the streets, in the drainage, like some even go to the extent of going to pour their waste into the river. And most of all these things will not just go away. And some go to the extent of burning it. So I now realize that, okay, all these waste are actually accumulating and, clogging together and not making the water to flow freely when it rains like that. So I now thought of it, okay, you can't just tell people to stop doing things when you don't give them an alternative, when you don't create a solution that, okay, this is what you are going to do, instead of you to be doing this. So I was like, okay, how can, because I realized that even if I advocate and tell them that, okay, dispose your waste appropriately and everything, these people cannot afford it. They cannot pay for waste. They cannot pay waste management company that to come and carry their waste. So I now thought of, okay, how can we make sure that we have a clean environment, at the same time create economic value from it? So I now started making research on my own skill that I already have, that, okay, what is it that I'm very, very good at, that I know that I'm very good at weaving? How can I use this weaving, this fashion, to actually create change in my environment, so that it's not just about the fashion now, but at the same time create opportunities for people in this community, so that the waste that's being generated from like by them is also creating value, also creating money for them. So I now started using that weaving skills. Then I started converting it. I started using the weaving skills to convert the nylon waste and the clothes waste that people just dump before. And like I feel the like the acceptance, like they are so happy because now they see it as their own. They take care of that skill in the community a lot, because they know that, okay, with these skills, their children are making money, their wives are making money from it. Like at the same time, their children are getting good school bag. So it's something that I'm so happy about, that it's not just about us making money now, but at the same time, improving lives and lives in the community.
That is, I mean, this is quite very, very exciting, because you saw a problem and did not complain about the problem, but decided to jump into it, to turn that challenge into an opportunity. And now it has inspired a community, and the community is consuming those goods. I think let's take a break at this point. And when we come back, I think we will focus on the products. And during this break, I will just show some of the things that you are doing, so that at least we come back, we talk about these products that you're producing.
All right.
Yes, so we are back, and you are dancing to that tune. That is quite very interesting. Yes, I mean, look at the kind of products that you have actually produced just by turning waste into this. Please, maybe just explain these products and how you got each of them by actually using waste to do this, so
Okay.
that those who are listening can really start to understand. Because when you look at these products, they're so nice and very, very eye-catching that
Thank
if
you.
you tell somebody that they're coming from West, I
Okay.
can bet that very few people will say, no, this is not so. Yes.
Yeah, so what actually happened, like, it was not always like this. It was not always this fine or this neat. And I always like to share this part so that when you are starting something, you don't always like to be like, okay, you want it to be perfect. And when it's not perfect, you feel like you are failing. No, you are not failing. You're actually trying new ways of getting it. So when we started, like, the product, even me myself, if they sell it, if they say that I should come and buy it, I will not be able to pay for it. Like, so those are the kind of products that we're actually making for at first. But I didn't give up. I was okay. The fact that at least we've been able to convert these pure water sachets and some other nylons and some clothes into a fabric first, like, okay, we're able to understand, okay, this thing can be converted into something and can make unique products. So let us just try and just be making it gradually like that. And with time, we are going to get it. So what I did was, I now did a customer survey whereby I introduced, I called up to like 20 potential customers. So I was able to ask them some few questions like that. There were 6 questions that I asked them, like, do they face this program in their community? Will they buy this product? If yes, why? If no, why? So, like, their feedback actually helped me in understanding the things that they need, so that it's as if I'm now reading their mind, like making people now love the product because I've been able to, like, do what they want. Not just about us now, not just about, even one thing about creativity is that even when you're trying to, like, use waste or something, you still have to make it beautiful. You still have to make people, you still have to make it let people attract to, like, let it be attracted to people. So if it's not fine, if it's not what they want, they can't just be using pity to buy it from you every time. So it must be something that they actually really love and they would like to spend their money on it. So it's very important for us to, like, so that was one of the things that we did, and it helped us a lot. Like, and we've been able to, over the months, over the years, we've been able to improve on our product. We are still improving, but at least to some extent, it's actually better than the ones that we were doing before. Like, now, people now love our products outside Nigeria, like, send it in the US, in the UK, like, so, like, they really want to be, they really want to be part of the solution. Like, they want to, like, support this cause. Like, they want to be like, okay, let us buy from you. We know that, okay, it's going to support the communities that you guys are working with, want to be part of Planet 3R. A lot of people really want to, like, be part of our team, like, because of the product that they now see that, okay, that these good things can actually come out of things that people have already written off, like waste. Like, people will be like, what can you do with all these pure water sachets? What can you do with all these nylons? So that is
Right.
one
I
thing
think
the product has done for us.
you have touched an aspect, and I think the way you've explained it, because you do school bags, you do shoes, you do laptop. Anytime I'm in Abuja or Lagos or Ibadan, I will want to get one for my laptop bag, even
Okay.
shoes. They're really so amazing. So, what is the I mean, because there is an attitude that you've mentioned, and it's something that I wanted to bring up. Sometimes when you are trying to do something which is part of the process, learning your skill, trying to understand how do you weave, how do you ensure that at least you can then turn that waste into these end products. People are not always very interested when you are in those processes, but they're always interested in the product, because I believe that everybody now wants to come to you because they've seen the product. And this is an
Yes.
issue of mindset in the continent. So what are some of the challenges that you have faced from this perspective? And I'm going to get to this because I know that we try to engage young people to be part of
Yes.
this, and
Yes.
some of them drop out, but we will get to that later. But now I want to see, so I would just want you to explain a little bit again the uptake of these products, because why I'm saying this is is the African consumer market, right? Is the African consumer from the way you are seeing it, are they ready for these innovative products and made from waste and plastic? And if they are, then how do you see, how do you intend moving this forward so that at least Africa become a fashionista continent, but one that does not pollute the environment? Yes.
Okay.
Then from there, we'll take a break, and then when we come back, we will get into other aspects.
Okay, all right, sir. So thank you so much for that question. So earlier, we actually tried working with some youths, through the innovative volunteerism. And like, I'm just trying to reason now why it didn't really work out initially. Because as we all know, like, this is like probably a very new skill. And some of them do not know that whether someone can make it in it or can, because the truth is people want to like be a part of something that they feel like, aside from making parts, they want to fetch them some money as well. That's the truth. If they see you as someone that your life is not even inspiring them, they might possibly not to even want to like follow you or learn from you. So at that point, some of them were actually seeing it as something that is new, and they don't even know what will come out of it, like waste or something. But I feel like things are really changing now. The approach a lot. I'm telling you, like in a day, there's no day that we don't receive people that always say that they are interested in learning, because they've seen what actually came out of it. They've seen the products that came out of it, and that actually now it's like showing them results. You don't have to say too much, but they are seeing the result. They are seeing that, okay, this thing I can actually, like, from this transformation from this point to this point. Although the process now is like people want fast something, they don't want to like go through that process. And we've been trying to include some technology to make sure that it's more efficient and make sure that people can actually like now have a way to learn it more better. So we're actually working on that gradually. But we still have some youth a lot of youth now, that when you ask them, when we were growing up, when they asked us, what do you want to become? They say, okay, want to become a doctor, want to become an engineer. But now when you ask children and what do they want to become, they don't tell you they want to become a doctor. They say they want to become a billionaire. As in, like, they just want to make money, but they don't know how they want to make that money. It's like they don't have vision. Majority of them do not really have that vision.
I will jump in there, okay, because there are a lot of the wonderful comments coming in. I think I will read some of them, but before I get to reading them, I want to push this point, because it's a big issue. The idea of innovative volunteerism is one voluntarily volunteering his or herself to do what he or she likes to solve a problem, and in the course of solving a problem, that they will build value, and of course they will make money, because there's no problem you will solve by providing a solution and you will not make money. And there seems to be a mindset that if there's no money, nothing could be done. And that is why even when you wanted to offer voluntary services to train young people, they disappeared because they were not seeing immediate money in it. So I want to ask you this question, and it's a very straightforward question, because we hear this all the time. Young people want to join. If you ask all of them, they want to join entrepreneurship because they see that they want to make money, they want to make profits. But two big bottlenecks you hear from these young people is that there's no capital. I don't have money. I don't get money now, so I'm not going to do nothing. I don't get
yes.
So
that's what they say.
How did you face these issues, and what do you do to overcome them? Because to be very honest, having you on this show today, I'm really, really inspired, because you explained how you came about this. You did not start with money. It was your passion. And from there, you build your skill, and today, you are a big name, not only in the fashion industry, but in one in which that links to environment and inspiring young people. So what would you say to these naysayers, which I call it naysayers because it's not true? If you use your own story, it's not true that you need to have money to start. So what would you say to them?
Yes, one thing that actually, like, see, I always tell people that if you really want something, you would get it. Do you know that some people that
I like that? If you want something, you will get it. Yes.
Yes. There are some people that actually saying that they don't have money to do their business. But you know that they actually need maybe like 50,000 to do their business, but they are using phone of 150,000. Like, sometimes priority, like majority do not set their priority right. And once you don't set it right, it becomes difficult for you to even achieve what you aim to achieve. And you now be wondering how other people, you don't want to make sacrifice. You want other people to drop their money. You don't want to use your own little money too. And the truth about this life is that if you have something great that you are doing, if you have a great idea, trust me, people will support you. You don't even have to they will be the one to see. Even I tell people that it's not just about money now, but do you know that I thank people that a lot of people that share our product, our idea, just by sharing it. Do you know how many opportunities that we got online? Even the Togo trading that we did. Madam Ige met me, or she saw me on LinkedIn just because people were sharing your posts. So I tell people that there are some data like that instead of you to be using it to do selfie, to be doing your all this dancing and everything. If you
posting on Instagram, which is not a problem, but just misplaced priority.
That means that you have that data to post all this dancing and everything. So what if you use that data to not post about your work and talk about it? If you are doing something genuinely great and solving a problem, people will share it for you. They will make sure that it will get to that stage that news will come. Do you know how many all these news blogs that came to us? And through that, people got to know about us. They wanted to buy our products. They wanted to do this. So, a lot of things like that. It's not just about money now. It's about even positioning yourself, making sure that, okay, you are putting this thing, sometimes I wonder why some people be like, you don't know about some people's work at all. You don't know about anything they do. All they do is using their data to share about other people dancing, doing all this challenge online and everything.
Check a little challenge,
and sometimes and they come online and they keep complaining that they don't have money to start business. But you have money to buy data to use it to share all this dancing and everything. Honestly, it's just
or some of them even use it to just complain about the challenges that we are facing.
Exactly.
The challenges of unemployment.
I'm telling you. Instead of them to use that data to make research, and a lot of things like that you can actually get online and you can learn from other people. But like I said, it's still the mindset, like you said. People do not really understand. Like, if you want to really do something, you need to give it all it takes. It can't just come to you like that. I keep telling people that. Do you think the person that is carrying first in class will just give you on a platter of gold for you to just carry that first? You work for it. You have to read. You have to study big for you to be able to take over that first position. It is not something that will just come to you like that. So that means that whatever you want to achieve is achievable if you work towards it. It is very, very.
Whatever you want to achieve is achievable, but you need effort, you need sacrifice. As they say, no pain, no gain. And I think this is a very important point that you are touching, because most of the young people out there, they're energetic, they're passionate about things, but sometimes they forget to know that you need to sacrifice. And from what you are saying, you said something which is very important. And I think Mark said this, he did put it here, which I'm going to also project, that setting priorities right is important. Misusing priorities means missing opportunities. So when you have that data bundles, you go online, learn a trade, learn a skill, go and Google what Adejoke is doing. Learn. Because what we are saying here is that this attitude of, I don't have money, so I cannot start. From what you are saying is that ideas bring money. When you offer value to community, you bring money. And so I'm just really building on that. And this is really a very, very important point. I think we will take a break. And when we come back, I will still detail on how do you get markets? Because another aspect is, okay, you ask a young person to do something and say, volunteer as a learning skill. We will guide you. We will train you. But they say, where will I end up getting these things bought? Instead of trying to do something like you said, when you are doing a product, and that's a very important point you said, you must make it acceptable to the people. So you need to know your context. And that is something that
it's about them. It's not about you.
Correct.
It's about them. Yes.
So they start off thinking about themselves, and then they forget about the community that they want to serve. So when we come back, there are a lot of comments here. This is quite very, very exciting. When we come back, we will then get into that. But let's take a break at the moment. We'll be right back.
Planetary Hour is an initiative that was created in response to a global call for environmental safety. My name is Adejoke Lasisi. I'm the founder and creative director of Planetary Hour. Having acquired the art of weaving local fabrics called Ashoke from my mom, I decided to make more impact by weaving nylons and old clothes into beautiful and eco-friendly items. We are currently located at Adigbai Community, Ibadan, Oyo State. Winning the MSME of the Year award, which came with a brand new car, cash prize and award plaque, has really created a lot of platform for us to connect to peer network and also learn from proven leaders. According to Global Waste Source, Nigeria generates over 62 million tons of waste in a year, and less than 10% is being recycled. Planetary R majorly transform waste materials into finished products without causing any other environmental hazard. And the fact that we use local equipment to make our products, which makes it relatively affordable. In over a year of starting Planetary R, we've been able to train over 4,000 secondary school students nationwide, and also we've been able to empower youths with the skill of converting their waste into wealth. We've got a team of like minds with over 45 years of community experiences and reputable advisors that will make our organization achieve its aims and objectives. Our aspirations are diverse, but our utmost goal is to create a world without waste and preserve our cultural heritage. Thank you.
And preserve our cultural heritage, creating a world without waste. Wow,
Yes.
what amazing words! What amazing words! And then the passion to create a world without waste, to beat pollution, to beat plastic pollution, to beat the waste, is what is inspiring you to do this. So if everybody was inspired the same way, then we will definitely not be talking about challenges, but be talking about innovations that have actually become the center stage. So back to you again on where we were discussing when we ended. We were talking about a mindset that without money, nothing can work. But what you are showing here, people are seeing your products and you are getting them into the market. So how did you build this market? And does somebody need to get a market before he or she starts? Or when you start with what you are doing to solve a community problem, automatically you get a market? I would like to get your thoughts on how you
well, it's will I say vice versa, because the truth is when you do not have a market for what you do, then it becomes difficult for you to sell that product to that market. And one thing that helped us was that we don't just go online like we want to sell this product, this is selling, this is that. But we went online to let people understand, okay, this is what we are trying to solve. Getting this bag would take off like 250 sachets of water out of landfill and stuff like that. And we make sure that we make sure that the stakeholders, partners, people that would really, really love to be part of our products, like organizations that are interested in getting school bags for students, getting like all these foundations, NGO that are interested in green environments, foundations that are interested in empowering youth and women. So these are the kind of people that we targeted, and we make sure that when we post, we tag them online. And some of them, like, they see our posts, they love them and stuff like that. And before we know it, they started reaching out to us that, okay, can we make this large number of bags? Can we do this? Like, even we made conference bag for the Ministry of Youth and Sport in Nigeria. They use it for their conference. They've told me again now that they will be needing again for this year. So these are things that we try to, yes, thank you. So that was actually our first bulk this thing that we did. And so one of the things that when you're trying to do something, trying to improve on it, at the same time, let people see it as something that they need to be a part of. That if they are part of this thing, they're actually helping to solve this particular problem too. They will feel like, okay, they are not solving it directly, but if they can buy the product from you, that means that they're actually supporting that cause too. So they don't have to donate or something, but they can get one of your products to, like, okay, buy for someone or buy for themselves as well. So it's something that has actually helped us over years. So we try to like show the process, make people love the whole activities. Then, like when the Minister of Youth of Environment reached out to us, like I was so happy. I was like, wow, they're actually seeing what we do. So that is one thing about all this work. And I tell you, if you're actually doing something that people want, like what we are able to do, what we are able to achieve, the feedback we're able to achieve during the customer survey, the customer discovery, it helped us a lot. It's now as if that we are reading their mind, because it is what they told us now that we're able now to like leverage or be able to like work on. Because imagine sometimes the information that you feel online, those are the kind of adverts that Facebook or other things will be bringing your way, because they know that that is what you love, that is your interest. So they will be bringing the adverts that they will be bringing to you will be something that will interest you. Likewise, when you want to get people, when you want to like understand them, that's why you see all these companies, they keep doing survey almost every quarterly or something or monthly, because they want to really understand you. Is in writing what you write, by the time they now do the feedback and collate together, they're able to understand what you're actually feeling and what you want. So by the time they create it, to be like, it is people reading my bike. I love this. I want to get it. I want to do this. But it is what you've actually said. That's why they've been able to use that, human mind. They're able to like read your mind, not reading your mind, but things, your thoughts, what they've been able to get from you. And we just make sure that we give it to them like that. It actually helped us. Yes.
Wonderful. Actually, the comments coming, you can see, Mercedes, I say inspirational, offering value by solving problems. We see is how the continent will transform from importers of everything to exporters to build real wealth and dignity. Say congrats. I mean, you're doing well. And then there is this question that is coming in. I think Mercedes is saying the community is part of your supply chain. So his question is, how did you convince them to buy into your idea of waste to fashion? Did you have to use money upfront to secure their commitment? Did you have a prototype? I know you've touched on that a little bit. Maybe you can just further explain.
Okay, is he trying to say that, like, convince the community to buy from me, to buy from us?
No, what he's saying, whether did you use money, what he's saying. So I think you did answer this. What he is trying to ask from this question, from my understanding, is that did you convince them to buy into your idea of waste to fashion? I think your answer was that
it was easy for them to actually buy into the vision, because when they saw that, okay, this thing is not only cleaning the environment, but they are making money from it. They are collecting salary. The products now we are selling it, and even making sure that, okay, we get a foundation, like we write proposals to like foundation that will support their children in their school bag or something. So they don't even need to like pay or buy the products, because the truth is they are not even our target markets. They are not our target markets. So like we do not need them to buy that product themselves,
right?
Because we actually know that the majority of them cannot afford to buy it. However, we can always write proposals and get support for their children or something, and they are making money as well too from that.
Excellent. I see. First of all, they are beneficiaries, indirect beneficiaries from this. So what I would like to add to that question is, now, first of all, the waste. How do you collect this waste? Because this waste is disposed from households. It's littered around. So do you like get households to then?
It is a big challenge for us. I'm telling you, it is really a big challenge for us. Actually, the kind of that's what we are working on something right now. I'm not going to tell it. I'm not going to say yet.
Right.
But we are going to launch it soon.
So we should expect the unexpected.
Yes, I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing. It's going to blow everybody's mind. I'm telling you. We are working on something right now, and one of the things that we are currently working on for now, which is not the one that I said that we are going to launch, is that I feel like collecting waste from different communities and bringing it over, sometimes it's not even safe or hygienic for us to be carrying waste up and down. Then I thought of it that, okay, why can we not just have different production centers in different communities, across different communities in Africa, like not just in Nigeria now, but we started in Nigeria already, so that the waste that are being generated in each of these communities, they are the ones that will convert them into products, so that we don't have to be carrying this waste up and down, collecting them. So that's why now we started, there's a grant that we'll be able to like get to the final stage at our Afri Plastic Challenge, and this has really been helping us to like now create different production centers in different communities. So I believe this is going to really we are still trying to make these ones that we are trying to do now, we are trying to do it in Oyo State, Ibadan, so that by the time we see the outcome, we'll be able to like know how to like work on other communities across Nigeria and Africa at large. So we are really working on that. And also looking forward to getting partners in like some other places. Like now we're already working on a partnership now with an organization in Sierra Leone. So we are going to set it up there as well. So in different places like that, I believe that before we know it, we are going to achieve that.
Actually, it's a movement. It's a movement. The power of innovative volunteerism is real. I think so. Have you thought about, before I get to the next question here, I mean, and very positive comments, how about most of these households who threw away these inorganic waste and plastic to exchange it, maybe not necessarily for money, or pay them a little fee and then they collect. So it's pay as you go, which is still fit into your idea. Have you tried that where they collect the waste then for a little fee, or they can exchange it?
Yes, we do that. We actually do that. We do that little fee. Then some people, they prefer, like some people just be like, no, it's not just about the money for them, that they just love to give us. So we try to appreciate them with some of our products. Excellent. So that they can use the product. Excellent. So that's what we do. Because I do not buy into the idea of giving people like all this iron, all these stuff, because eventually, if anything happens, even after 10 years of giving them maybe that iron that you give them from that stuff, and it shocks somebody or something, they will say it's from you, that you are the one that give it to them, or you give them food, they now eat after 10 years, and someone storming out on, they will say it's you that give them food. So it's always better. It's better just money. My own approach is money or our product. That's all. So yeah.
That is good. I thank you very much for that explanation. I think that sounds really great. So another question is that which structure did you use to engage the community at the start to be your supplier? Did you go through cooperatives, one-to-one engagement, or marketplaces, or what bed did you use?
Okay. So what we actually did was that was very easy. We went to all these community meeting, this landlord meeting, association, and everything like that.
All right.
So that was the approach that I used. That so went there to talk to them about it. Okay, this is what we love to do in this community, blah blah. And they were so excited. We showed them, okay, then we would like to go around to like clean the environment. Then during the cleaning exercise to it actually like create more awareness to more people. Then what we did again to be able to like get attention of most of all these parents is by going to schools. So we go to primary schools, secondary schools, because like for us to really get this change, we have to maintain awareness at all levels. So it doesn't have to be like one place, you leave a place out. So from children, like you have to make sure that you create that awareness in them, because there's something that I've actually learned through my 4-year-old son. Like whenever he just wants to like throw something like that, I'll be like, so unconscious, like he now understand, like, no, I cannot just drop this thing on the floor. I need to make sure that I put it in waste. Or when pure water sachet, like he can now understand, like he knows how to weave, like he sees us like that. I was like, okay, I don't want him to grow up until he becomes 9 years old that I started weaving. Why not just create a small loom for him? So I now designed something small for him, whereby he can now weave his old clothes into rug and stuff like that. He's so excited, and even like talk about it with his friends. And people started reaching out to us, schools, even UNICEF reached out to us. They were so excited about that project that can actually like make children more excited, at the same time learning about having a clean environment and also having fun while doing it. So that was the way that we're able to get to most communities, especially through schools, because those children will definitely go and tell their parents about the exciting things that we do, because we show them how to cut it. They're always so excited about it whenever we go to schools like that, to train them.
You are touching a point. This is, I mean, and because there are 5 aspects that are picked up from what you are saying. First of all, to drive a solution, you actually have to sacrifice. You need effort. You don't just need to sit. You need to market your product. You need to make people see value in it.
Exactly.
So this is a very important point. The other point is to actually ensure that you can be able to have the generation that can take up these aspects, nurture with their skills, and that is how you are getting them to do so. And another aspect is waste is a resource, and you are showing your 4-year-old that this is how it can be done, and so he grows up knowing that. That is quite very exciting. There is a question that is coming from Kenya. I think is Natalie. She says, "Great contribution. How can I learn from Kenya? Is there an online program?" What do you tell?
We don't have an online program yet, although we are working towards that. Maybe before the end of the year, hopefully. So we are working on that.
Perfect. And Natalie says, "You are so inspirational. We all need to do more like you." Yes.
Thank you so much, Natalie.
Yeah, that was so inspirational. That is good. Maxé Desai, he says, "What are the key selling points of your product to those who are the major buyers? Is it affordability, loyalty to you as a person, or is it the uniqueness of your product? Also, what is your target niche and market?" I think
all of the above. Like I'm telling you,
all of the above. I like that. All of the above. Wow.
Like
all right.
That product is unique. So people are loyal to me. Like, Adejoke Lasisi is doing something amazing. You just want to be a part of it, like that. And a lot. It's so interesting to some people. At the same time, they just want to be part of that solution. Like I said, like they know that they can't just come to be collecting this waste or be converting it for us, but they feel like, okay, how can they support us? The only way they can support us is actually to buy from us. And they actually, like, I get a lot of response through that. Then one thing that I would like to say about the people that we trained earlier that I've noticed is that when people are not trying to when there's something they call sweat equity, like you need to even when they want to give
equity. That's very, very important.
Yes. So even when there's a scholarship or there's opportunity and they want to give it out, some people, even for them to fill a form to apply, it is wala for them. They don't want to go through any stress. They just want them to get that thing. But you can't just get it like that. So even
I will jump in here, and why I'm jumping in, because you are bringing up a key aspect that really constitute this mindset change that we're discussing here today. There is that kind of attitude and that oblivious mentality that things need to be done for people, which I think that from what you have explained, you have to do things for yourself. People can only support you, and people will support you when they see value in what you offer. Exactly. And I really want to hammer this point that you have actually touched, because the attitude is, when you offer free training like you did, when we arranged the free training, the youth were not interested in it.
They will not be serious.
So my question to you is, what do you think can be done, given this attitude that we see today?
I now know what can be done
with that money. Right.
Yes. See, even if you want to give people free training, you want to give them free training, let them sweat in the application. Let them feel it, like, okay, no, I've done so much. Like, for me, if I can get this thing, I need to, because of the job that I've actually done in even getting it. Like, let me just say that, not putting them too much stress, but at the same time, letting them really feel and like understanding and see that, okay, no, this thing is not something that they just get on a platter of gold like that. Like, this thing is something that they've worked for it. And honestly,
from what you are saying is that when we give opportunities to people without them sweating, they take it for granted.
I'm telling you.
In the process, they're not going to take it for granted. They're going to say, oh, this one, I don't suffer too much. I'm telling
you, when they've gone so much, when they've gone through some rigorous application, interview, this, those, like, even feeling there was this application like that. A lot of people dropped out because the application questions, I've never in my life, all the years I've been winning awards and grants and everything, honestly, that was actually the most plenty, over 120 questions. I'm not joking. Like, some of them 200 words, 300 words. It was something else. And they expected us to feel everything. Do you know that at the end of the day in Africa, we're only able to receive 238 applications. Assuming they make it very simple, everybody will now apply like that. 238 applications, and out of the 238, 30 of us were shortlisted.
So 30 were shortlisted. You are saying, because what you are saying, this is real life experience, and for all our viewers who are listening in, we are talking to Adejoke, the innovative volunteerism extraordinaire, the environmentalist, the fashionista, the designer. I mean, she is doing amazing things. And if you're listening in, please, this is the mindset spot where we discuss solutions to the challenges by turning environmental challenges into opportunities. I think we will take a break now, and when we come back, we will discuss more on how to engage this youth from the dimension of making sure that they see that they need to offer themselves to it, not just something that they will take for free and take it for granted. And we are getting these nuggets from Adejoke. We'll be right back.
Planet 3R is an initiative that was built in response to a global call for environmental safety. My name is Adejoke Lasisi. I'm the founder and creative director of Planet 3R. Having acquired the art of weaving ashoke, known as the local fabric in Nigeria, I decided to use the skill that I have to make more impact in the community by weaving nylon and textile wastes. What makes Planet 3R unique is our ability to transform all these wastes into finished products without causing any environmental hazard, such as bag, wall hats, we have shoes, and so on. Over the course of a year, we've been able to train over 2,000 youths across Nigeria, and we've also created jobs for not less than 35 youths. Our aspirations are diverse, but our utmost goal is to create a world without waste and preserve our cultural heritage. We also plan to improve our economy through locally generated raw materials and export opportunities.
Through locally generated raw materials that can create export opportunities. So my question to you is, do you really think African youth can be mentored into entrepreneurship with the attitude that they have today? And if not, why? And if yes, why? And then how now can we do it so that it happens?
Okay, thank you. Yes, well, I know that youth can actually be, they can be mentored into a great, to be a great entrepreneurs. And over the years, I've seen, you know, the hunger in some people, like, you know, they actually want to, because despite the fact that, okay, we see that many are not serious, we still see people that are genuinely like very serious, and they want to really change the world. They have what it takes, and they have this impact, and they really want to create the change. So I believe those people should be given a chance, because we can't just like say that everybody, you know, even when everybody is bad or something, you still get one person that is still good in them. So so we just have to make sure that we have okay, sorry, this place is becoming very dark. Where I am is
it's okay. It's okay. Just proceed, please. Just proceed. That's okay. We can see you. We can hear you. That's the most important aspect. That's the most important aspect. Yes.
Okay.
So just continue with the answer on how we can, because what before we went on break the other time, what you were explaining was that we cannot just give free things to young people because they take it for granted. That's true. We got youth and you were to train them and they disappear. They just want freebies. They don't really want to sacrifice. So what you're saying is, yes, yeah, we can. You're light. You actually, we can see you very clear now. That's fine.
Move to another location.
So what I was asking you is that if we were to do it again, for you to train all the willing young people across Africa, men and women, because there are a lot of questions here where they're saying, I want to be trained, I want to be trained. That's fine. Yes, you want to be trained. What Joke is saying, yes, you want to be trained. We are ready to train you, but are you willing to stay the course? Are you going to be selfless? Are you going to sacrifice? Are you going to endure the pain? Are you going to give your best? Put some effort, because no pain, no gain. So you are saying that we must be then to have a certain criteria. Yes, but even the criteria, because most of them come in, feel what their gap is in, and some of them are actually fashion designers.
Well, one thing I've noticed is that I don't know, but sometimes, when you pay for something, and when you pay for something, you like that money that you've put into it will make you want to be very serious. Like, this money that I've paid, I don't want to like just use it like that. I don't want to just carry it because of the money that you've paid. Because one thing that majority of our youth do not understand is that when something is free, someone already paid for it. It is not free. It's either you pay with your time, someone paid with their time, someone paid, like, nothing is entirely free. That's just the truth. So, but many people do not really understand that someone paid for it somehow, whether with their time, whether with their money. So it's not something that is free. So when you hear that something is free, make sure that you take advantage of it and use it well, because if you don't use it well, you do not let other people that are coming behind you to benefit from such this thing. And that's when you have to make sure that whatever you are doing, make sure you do it well, so that you don't let your own attitude stop that program, especially for people that are coming behind you that are supposed to learn from that thing that will change their life. So when you are given an opportunity, use it well, because it is not something that will come again. So many people are not giving.
Are you listening? For those out there, you listening? When you are given an opportunity, use it well, because this lackadaisical behavior that people need to do things for others, and then when you are given an opportunity, you don't take it seriously. There are people who are waiting just for that single moment to seize it. And why I want to build on this point is that there is this attitude that opportunities should be given for people. And I would just want to belabor this a little bit, because when young people graduate from university today, I mean, there is the belief, because young people are doing excellent work. You're a young person doing excellent work, but from your experience, you are also guiding other young people to know that opportunities are not given. Opportunities are seized. Opportunities are created. And when you are given that opportunity, know that it's a rare opportunity that you might never be given it again. So you need to seize it with all your heart. And I think this is a very important point, and that's why I'm just emphasizing it. And thank you very much for saying that. You seize opportunities. And there's a question here coming from Maxed Desailly. But before Maxed Desailly, there is Iswama. He says, I would love to learn from you. How do I reach you? So that's fine. I think how you reach her, she's on Twitter, she's on LinkedIn, she's on Facebook, everywhere. And as she said, when you are online, use your time to search what she's doing. Drop a note to her on Twitter, on LinkedIn, and she will. But one of the things that I have actually noticed, and I just want to share this a little bit, is that training individual is not cost effective. Training a group of people is cost effective because you can bring impact at scale. Yes. And what we've been doing with Adejoka is that there's innovative volunteerism. Go and register, become an innovative volunteer, and then she will train a group of young, willing people. But this time around, it's not going to be free. She's going to devise a means in which you have to sweat. Either you must prove that you are willing before she can be able to offer her services, because this is value she has created over time. And she cannot offer her value for free when you yourself, you are not also sacrificing to offer yourself to be trained and be dedicated. Very good point. I just thought I should touch on this. But Desailly is saying here that you said the community is not your major buyers. So are you? So is it foreign markets that are the key ones? Maybe you can just clarify.
No, actually stated did before. Even from this Nigeria, like some parastatals, like Ministry of Environment, some foundations that are interested in doing all this, getting all this back to school for students, foundations that are interested in youth empowerment and women. So they partner with us, we offer training, they pay us. So it's a win-win. So some of these people to these school bags, we want to give it to communities in our name. We customize it in their name. So no big deal. Everything still work together, because the truth is, we make money from it. Those communities too, they make money, and they eventually give it out for free to students in school. So these are the kind of things. Although we have individuals that buy here from Nigeria at the same time to and abroad, but like, it's not just, our target is not people in that community, because the truth is we're actually trying to help that community. We feel like, one major thing that you can really, you can't, like I said earlier, you can't tell people to stop doing something if you don't even provide a means, a solution, another alternative for them. So I told you that these people cannot even afford 2,000 naira or something in a month. That's like $4 to pay monthly to get waste management companies to come and carry their waste. They cannot afford that. So that means that now there are some things that are actually related when it comes to SDGs. So we need to make sure that we take care of the poverty first before you can even be talking about climate change or clean environment or something. So this thing actually linked together. And I keep saying it that if waste is well managed, it can actually unlock a lot of opportunities. And that is what we are doing right now at Planet 3R.
And that is in the Vongo says, when life gives you waste, don't waste it. And actually, he's saying an awesome interview, and awesome, that's what he said. Yeah, and there is this aspect you've mentioned, which is waste is a resource, and I want to find out whether you have engaged cooperatives, because the communities that supply you waste, the communities that you engage, they have become your market. So are you, like, for example, engaging churches and engaging those institutions that bring people together so that at least they can also become like a market for your product? And how has that worked out?
You mean which institution, please? I did not get that.
I'm talking, for example, churches. You said you are engaging schools as
well.
But
yes.
And also cooperatives. I think Nigeria, in East Africa here, they call it chamas and sakos. In Cameroon, where I come from, they call it Njangi, Hasis. In Nigeria, I believe there is a name, right? How do you go?
Yes. Even though this cooperative too, they are either in mosque or church. Like these same people that are in that community. So it's I just know that it's everything takes time. Like building takes time. So all these things, most of the time you can't really figure it out from the beginning. But the more you go into it, the more you start getting a clearer way of achieving that goal. That is like when you want to achieve your vision, it's like climbing stairs. So the more you climb stairs, the clearer that place becomes, like that up there becomes, and you be like, okay, this is something that I can do again. I can still do again, and to make sure that it's better. But trying to get the clearer picture from the bottom place where you've not even climbed any stairs, like that is like difficult. So it's still not like clear enough. Like we are still trying to get everything together. Well, however, we are just trying to like make sure that at every point we are making impact and creating solution at every point.
At every point you are making impact and creating solutions, and that is quite very, very important. Yes, I mean, you have actually accomplished a lot, because the fact that you are now a pioneering champion in turning waste to different apparels, to shoes, to bags, and at the same time creating wealth, not only for yourself, but for the community and for the young people that have been trained. I mean, it's something that needs to be applauded. And I can see Mr. Obiro saying, great. He said, great. Actually, that opportunity is a seed for you to multiply and give others the same. God bless Africa. Yes, you give opportunity to people that don't seize it. They might never even have it. And you are giving opportunities to people. And this is really something that is quite very exciting. I want now to take you to the aspect of which I would like to get your views on this. Yes, when there is a problem, everybody complains. Yes, even if not everybody, most of the people will complain. And as they're complaining, most of them don't give solutions. But when you come up with a solution, and this is a real life experience that I've experienced, and many experience, you must have experienced this, but I would like to get your perspective. When you come up with a solution, especially a solution that have not started and you start implementing to solve that very problem where everybody complains, people don't immediately buy into it. And sometimes you need a resilient, what I call a resilient mindset, to continue doing it regardless. People will dissuade you, people will discourage you. So if you did face this, how did you handle it? Because a lot of young people start something and give up immediately.
I faced it a lot. I faced it. Ah, God. Even when we're starting, I told you, I didn't just tell you the story of that one. When we're trying to try to make it into fabrics, to convert those wastes, it didn't come out well. Like some will be so thick, some will be so thin. So, but at that point, we're actually taking notes, and that's why it's very important when you're at that prototyping stage or something. Just make sure that you keep putting them into writing so that you know at every point, at every step, the solution or the outcome of every stage. So that is going to help you a lot in understanding, like, okay, we're cutting that nylon into 4. We're like, okay, it's too thick. Okay, let us cut it into like 8. We realized I was too thin. It was very light. So we're like, okay, why don't you just come to middle? Let us cut it into 6. And when we cut it into 6, we're like, okay, this is what we actually want. So initially, my mom that always believe in me, like always support me. When she saw that I was doing that, she was like, Joke, you are wasting your time. Not waste time, Harry. Don't waste your time. Like, she was like, this thing will not work. But one thing about me, and I always tell people, encourage people, is that, when people tell you you cannot do something, do not try to waste your time in arguing with them, in trying to convince them, letting them understand. Just focus that time on your work and show them results. Results speak for itself. Results will actually speak for itself. And do you know what? When my mom saw it and she saw the outcome of the one that we now use now, the cutting into 6, she was like, this is it. Yes. She now started telling people, advocating on our behalf that, don't throw away this line. Oh, Joke, we need it. Oh, Joke, we need it, as in that I'm going to need it, And that is just the way it works. People are just, it's not as if that, especially your loved ones, it's not as if that they do not want you to succeed. It's not that they don't want you to go to that, but they don't want you to fail, because they know that if you fail, they are scared of that. It's going to you are going to come back to them and you are going to weigh down. They want to see you happy. So they don't want you to go.
Adejoke, I mean, this is a very important point. Why? Because the reality is what you are painting here is what a lot of people pass through and they give up. But I think this is something, and I'm really glad that we're discussing it here, and especially to the young people who are watching out there, that failure actually is part of the process. Because I don't really believe that there is anybody who can stand up, a successful person who can stand up and say that I am successful and I've never failed. And maybe it's in planet Mars.
It's not possible.
It's impossible. So it means we need to start debunking the myths. I call it a myth because it is seen as something very wrong to fail. And so everybody try to avoid failure. And then that's the reason today, all young people to come do something. If it is a little hard, they disappear because they don't want to fail. They see failure as something that is not acceptable.
Yes, no.
It's terrible. But we need to change that mindset that if you fail, it's part of experience.
Dr. Richard, we cannot really change that totally. Because
really?
I know that and you know that if my son wants to try something that I feel like he will get hot, I know that he might want to try something new, but I'll be like, no, don't do that. Like, it's the love. Like, sometimes that's why you see that sometimes it's always better for you to learn from an outsider that doesn't know you, that doesn't sometimes don't care. Sometimes you'll be like, especially when you want to do some things that are very risky that could land you to fall, to make you like have a bruise on your body, or that kind of thing, or emotional.
No, I'm talking about things that are useful. For example, you started learning the skill to sew, And sometimes you may come out with the final product. I may not really be the way you wanted, but at least you'll learn from that, okay, I missed to put this next time.
Of course, I did that.
I'm talking about solution failure in the solutions process, not failure.
See, that's what I'm saying. I was looking for solution then, but my mom, you know, she was scared because she doesn't want me to fail. It's not as if that they do not like these things that we are trying to do, but they don't want us to like go into something that they feel like there's no future there. They are not seeing what you are seeing, and sometimes it becomes difficult for them to accept it.
Do you think that attitude, which is intended for good reasons but ends up not helping, is the reason why most of the continent's young people have missed out opportunities?
No, because the truth is this thing will never stop. The truth is this thing has always been there. Like I watched a video.
So how can we overcome it?
No. This thing we just have to see. There are some things that it is inbuilt like that. You just have to keep pushing yourself to overcome it. Like you can't really say that people should not care about you. That's the truth. You can't say
maybe let me I'm sorry, because our viewers, I want them to understand this. So from what you are saying is that the attitude of fearing to fail is ingrained in the system of many people across the continent. That's one, and that can never be changed. Fine.
I'm telling you.
Yes. So the question I want to ask you is that, using your own experience, whereby that attitude of your family not wanting you to fail or your loved ones not wanting you to fail, but at least you kept going and kept going. So what kept you going so that at least other people who are also afraid and being told by their loved ones, no, don't do it, you might fail, they can start to copy those principles and move forward? I think that's where I'm heading.
So what actually helped me is that I see every challenges as exams. So anytime I'm overcoming any challenges like that, I feel like, okay, is the next step for me to get to the next class, to the next phase of my life. That means I'm actually going to the greater place. And so I make sure that no matter what, I face it, because if you do not face it, the challenges will hold you back on that place, and you will stay on the same spots, stay in the same class. That means that you're not going to promote to that next phase, to that next class. So once you have that thing at the back of your mind, no matter what the challenges you are facing at that time, even when your people are not supporting you or something, you just know that, okay, at that point, it is what, like, you actually need to face it. You need to make sure that you overcome that challenge. And by the time you overcome it, that is when people will now see that, wow, you know, they will see that success, they will see the next class you are, and they will see, okay, wow, you've actually come out in flying colors or stuff like that. So actually just make sure that I see challenges as an exam. So no matter how it is, I feel like, okay, because I'm facing more challenges now than before, because now I'm already getting to some places, like, so I see it like, okay, I need to overcome it. I need different approach to make sure that, okay, I face this challenge and I overcome it. Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for that explanation. Please see challenges as disguised opportunities, and see overcoming those challenges as an exam that you are writing to go to the next class, because life is actually about moving to the next stage, and you cannot move to the next stage by avoiding one step. Then you will only be
the truth around. It has life has already like build us up for that challenge. You know, Excellent. It can't, because it's as if that you've completed grade 1, you've completed it, then for you to be able to get to that grade 2, that means that they want to examine you, that do you actually fit in for that place and everything. So that's just that challenge, like it comes to us like that, and you know, it looks strange, but really reality is not strange. Like it just is part of life, and it has to come. So
that's part of life and it has to come. I think we will take a break, and before we take a break, you are hearing from Adejoka Lasisi, the innovative volunteerism extraordinary, the fashionista, fabric designer, and environmentalist, and turning waste into apparels, into shoes, into, if you check out on her, please, she's on LinkedIn. Just Google, put her name, and you will see all her signs, her social media connections at Planet 3R. We will be right back, and when we're back, we will have to start running up, and I will ask you a question on how do you see Africa, transforming, using waste as a resource, and how can this be an opportunity to tap, despite the fact that people still think that West is just something to discard without really bothering about it? We'll be right back. Yes, and we are back. And there is a question from Mercedes before we go to the one that I was to ask you, that do you enjoy what you do, or do you do it as a matter of duty? Because he said, I am yet to hear of anyone who enjoy exams. So you said you should overcome challenges through the lens and mindset of an exam, so you have to write to pass, whether you like it or not.
Okay, so that question is that I enjoy what I do. And the reason why I say that is not that you enjoy exam or you enjoy challenges, but the truth is you enjoy what will come after it. You enjoy the results that you get. You are happy with the results that you get. So if you don't study, if you don't prepare for it, you will not be happy with the outcome. So there's no way the outcome will make you happy and make you even forget about those sleepless nights, those challenges. Like sometimes you even forget that you ever faced challenges in your life when some things happen to you. So because of the fact that the results will actually it will supersede all those the challenges or the outcome. So it will make you happy and forget, when a woman is pregnant for 9 months, no matter the stress, no matter everything, by the time that child comes and they bring that child into your hand, honestly, it's just the most, you forget about any pain that you've actually had in the labor. Like you'll be so happy that God, I don't know, the joy. So the joy in overcoming that challenge is not that you are happy doing exam or something, but the truth is you are happy because of the next phase you are going to. You are happy because that, okay, if you finish that secondary school and you are going to university, you are happy because if you finish that university, you know that, okay, you can go for your master's. There's something ahead that will actually motivate you to want to continue, to want to overcome that challenge. That's just it. So it's not that you are going to stay in the same place. Assuming when you overcome challenge, you are in the same place. No, but you are actually going to a bigger place. So it's just what is it.
I like the analogy of a mother who is pregnant for 9 months, but despite the pain she'll go through, she's just excited to hold the baby.
I'm telling you.
And I think this is a very important point for young people listening to this discussion today, that it's not about the process that is difficult, it's about the outcome. And the outcome is about to touch lives of communities, to address problems. And in the course of doing that, that should be your self-fulfillment. So you should become passionate and purposeful so that even if you are facing challenges, if you are to make sure that a young person can wear a uniform that is made out of waste, that he can wear shoes, he can afford a bag, then you have fulfilled yourself, because you've solved an environmental problem, you've solved a social problem, an economic problem, because at least you can put more money in your pocket and even food on the table. So that's what Adejoke is saying, and this is really an opportunity. I can see Mr. Obiru here saying that very true. I always say that innovation is like a pregnancy.
So when you give back to it, that's when people will see it. That's why the world will see it. Exactly. Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you for supporting my.
Amazing. We have 10 minutes to run up. This is very interesting. I wish we could just go on and on and on, but this is really...
Don't let us go on. Don't let us go on.
It's quite very interesting. And I mean,
that day we can still do it another day, anyways.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is a conversation that we'll continuously keep having, because the reality is that fashion actually is the biggest sector in the continent after agriculture, and it is where jobs can be created. And so, with what you are doing, definitely, it's an inspiration and at the same time an opportunity that can inspire young people to start seeing this happening.
Like what you just said now, like last month, I was one of the 6 selected across the globe. So 2 of us were selected in Africa.
Wow.
So
excellent.
I was selected from Nigeria. Then the second person from Africa was selected from South Africa. So it's British Council Global Design Challenge. So we're expected to come up with a design, a challenge to showcase in June. So whereby, and my home project, I've been trying to work on it, and honestly, it's going to blow everybody's mind. Even it's going to blow my mind. I've not done it yet, but I've actually started working on it, preparing and what I'm going to use for it. I'm even going to use another kind of loom, not the one we are using presently, to make sure that I do something that will be very unique, a dress, something that will showcase our African culture at the same time globally accepted. So that's what we're trying to work on. I'm very sure. I can't wait for the outcome myself. But
when you say globally accepted, maybe just explain that to our viewers to understand.
Okay. So what I mean by globally accepted, that is not just something that is only Africans that will be wearing it or something. So because one thing that we look out to get at the challenge, at the competition, is not just about, although of course it came with money, but it's not just the money now, or it's not just the showcasing the design, but the design is something that can actually give us a global expansion, something that some markets we actually like in the UK or other continents as well. So that is what we are trying to look out for.
Actually, Jack is saying that fashion is fun. That's what Jack is saying.
Very fun. Yes, it's fun.
And he said that he's not saying it that because he's a fashionista or anything, but fashion is fun. Yes, Jack.
Thank you so much, Jack. Thank you.
Interesting. Maxey Desai is saying that self-fulfillment from offering value is important, and that's what everybody.
I tell you, it is
exactly. Then he says there is the issue of second-hand apparel. What are your views on it? So that second-hand apparels are flooding the country.
I don't see. I actually I buy second-hand clothes. I don't buy new things all the time. I buy second-hand very well. Once I see that, something I love, I can use it, I wash it and wear it. All these things, like some people always carry some things too much. I think we just overthink some things, and it puts some people in problem. I buy second-hand phone. I buy second-hand clothes. There's nothing bad in it, and it's not something I say it's very well online. I don't see. There's some things that you don't have to it's not about you being bragging or something. Just if you don't tell anybody that you wear second-hand clothes, who will know? And the truth is, even if you don't buy second-hand clothes, you can have some of your friends, they can give clothes to you, you can give it to someone else. And that's what we talk about, circular economy. Because one thing that I always start with, that not everything that is waste is not useful. A lot of things that we consider as waste is actually still useful. But just because we do not have a need for them again, we consider them as waste. So for instance, now you have some clothes that you no longer want to wear, but they are still very good. You can actually give them out. You don't have to turn everything into rag. You don't have to go and burn them. because you do not have a need for them again, that doesn't make them waste. So that's what we call some things waste. It's not as if that they are not good again, but because you are no longer using them, we consider them as waste automatically. So someone else can actually reuse them. And that's what they say, that reduce what you know that, okay, you can actually not finish. If you know that, okay, now you cannot now reduce it, then you can reuse them. And it's not necessary that you have to reuse them yourself. You can give them to someone that can help you reuse them, that can reduce them. And if you don't know that you cannot reuse them, then you recycle them. And that is just the way it is. And those are the 3 R. And that's when we came up with Planet 3 R.
Wonderful. Jack is saying that as long as there is like a quality inspection and clean, that's what goodwill does. Jack,
I'm telling you, that's it. Oh, thank you so much, Jack.
Yes. You said something, and I'll still go back to this point. I mean, passion is a currency. I call it the new currency of now, and it is the fire that burns in each and every one, but it can also be quenched. So for you to keep that fire burning, it needs to be linked to your usefulness. Why do you live? Which is the purpose of life. Sometimes we see people are passionate and then it quenches, because then sometimes they've forgotten that what I'm doing is beyond myself. And so you need to do something beyond yourself. So what I want you to explain before we start running up is, so how did you find I know you explained how you came to this, but how have you sustained your passion in the process?
Well, you know, if I tell you that it's been easy, that means I'm lying. It's not been easy. Like, I've faced a lot of challenges and I'm still facing challenges. But the truth, you know, sometimes when I want to give up, I'll just look at the people that are collecting salary, the destinies that are attached to mine already, you know, like those people, those women, and I'll be like, no, God, no, I will not stop this. Let me just try with doing it. Like, because of what I just feel like, you know, some things are there that once you start doing them, it becomes difficult for you to even like stop it, because now you are now used to that kind of life. Because the truth is, nothing good comes easy, and you can't expect that all these things that, you know, you just get them like that, you just start, everything just work out fine. It might work out for some people, but you need to be able to identify, you know, when you are creating solution, when you are selling something, or when you are doing, you need to make sure that it is linked to a problem. It is what people need. Like, it is a problem in the community. I always say that, make sure that anything you do is linked to one of the sustainable development goals. It is actually, because it is when your local solution can solve a global problem, that is when you will be recognized. That is when your solution can scale, because it is something that they need in other places, not just in your locality, not just in your community. So make sure that your local solution, it can actually solve a global problem. So where are the global problems? You just go and look at all the sustainable development goals and understand the one that your own solution can actually like fit into and, you know, help solve by, you know, achieve it by year 2030. So these are the things that we really need to like make sure that we look at, and, you know, and it keeps on going, because we'll be like, okay, this thing is not just about me alone now. It's not even about my community. It's not even about my country alone. It's not even about my continent, but the global this thing, like, I just need to keep pushing. Like, you know, you can't just stop it like that. That's just it. If you have that zeal in you, like, you just want to make impact, you want to make a change in your community, then nothing is going to stop you.
Yes,
not even yourself. Not even yourself.
I like that. Not even yourself. Nothing is going to stop you. Not even yourself. Yes, you are applying innovative volunteerism principles. Voluntarily volunteering yourself to solve a community problem, a country problem, a continent problem, a global problem. And like you said, you must start from where you are, using what you have, and then solve a local problem that subsequently become a global problem. So what would you tell our viewers are the opportunities if they voluntarily volunteer? Are the opportunities with innovative volunteer? Because innovative volunteerism is that about you, the individual. It's not about me or you. It's about the person who picks up the idea of getting a new skill, turning a challenge to an opportunity, and solving a community problem that links to the sustainable development goals. And that is how we can be able to drive a transformational society that leaves no one behind. So what would you tell them?
Okay, so one thing that I'm going to tell each and everyone that would be willing to be a part of innovative volunteerism is that, it should be something from their hearts. They should really want it, like, not because someone said that you should do it, or not because you see that, okay, someone is doing fine in this or something. No, fine, you can actually like get motivated because someone is doing something and they are doing well in it, but that is not enough. But are you passionate about it? No matter how someone is doing well in piggery or fishery or something, I can just be happy for them. I will never do it because I do not have passion for those things. So I will never go into it because I know that things that I cannot even touch, if I can't touch them, I don't like seeing these things. So how do I want to make impact in such things? So it should be something that okay, you really love it and you know that you can make impact, and you see it as, or just find something in your community that, okay, there's a problem. If you're able to identify a problem in your community, now how can you get solution to it? So you can get someone that is already solving a particular problem that you've been able to recognize in your community and learn from that person, like, okay, or go and learn it yourself. But do not just do things just because you see people are doing good in it or something, and it's not something that you are passionate about. Because when the challenges come, it's the passion that will still sustain you, that will make you stay there. If you are not passionate about it, forget how many, if you like, put millions in it, everything will just crash like that, because you cannot withstand those things. It's the passion that will be like the preparation for you, like studying for you, because you will not be able to withstand some things. A lot of people have started some work after some people. Like, you are hearing some names now, we are hearing some names, we want to be like them. But the truth is, when they set out to start, they are not the only people that set out to start at that point in that sector. A lot of people set out to start, but is this the passion that makes them to still be there, that we are still hearing them to today, that we want to be like them? A lot of people have to fade out because of the passion is not there for them. So do not go into things just because you want to go, but do something that you love to do, that you enjoy doing it, and be making money as well. What is that? It's so cool.
It's so cool. And you said it all. When everything is done, the only thing that sustains you is passion. And if you don't have passion, then you are not going to succeed when things are not moving. And there is, evidence and data that shows that at the formative stage, we have so many startups. But when it comes to growth stage, we don't even have up to about 20%. They all disappear after 2-3 years. And that is the reason that you have actually given here today. So the one last question, and then your last word that I want to ask is that a young person who is maybe in Emo State or in Benue State or in a village in Yaoundé or Togo or Ghana, who is listening to this and saying, I am passionate about turning waste to apparels, to shoes, to clothes, and everything. What can I do? I do not have any connection to anyone. What can I, and I come from a poor background. What can I do? What would you tell that person at the moment?
That they do not have what? Please repeat that question. Sorry.
Yes, that someone who is listening, and this person is from a very poor background in a village, maybe not Nigeria, in southern Nigeria, in southern Zambia, in Togo, in Cameroon, it doesn't matter. Africa is pretty much a real continent with over 60%. A lot of young people do not even have access to internet. They do not even have access to cell phones. And they can be able to learn a skill and start solving their community problem. So if they are listening now, or someone is listening now, what message can that person tell that young person? Based on your experience, how do they start? Where do they start? They don't have money. They don't have access to people to learn, but they have the passion to do something. What would you tell them?
Observe in some training that we did in the past is that, saying that I said poor people are not online. Poor people are not online. Poor people don't have smartphones. Poor people don't buy data. That's the truth. So when a young person is telling me online that, okay, he or she is poor, don't tell me that. You are not poor. You actually, like, even you, when you see poor people, There are people that are not even educated. They don't have, see, you're educated, you are not saying that you are poor. A lot of things are there that we did some training in the past. And honestly, I told myself that no, I'm not going to choose that kind of set of people again. Because we put the training online for people to apply online. And you know, the kind of people that came, there were people that, okay, had their smartphones, this and that. To me, they're even okay. Although they say that they are not okay, but the truth is they are okay. For them to be able to, and do you know that they took the training for granted? But when I now saw that, I was like, no, these are not the poor people. I now started going into those villages. I'm telling you, some of them, you don't even have any phone to even receive call. Those small ones that are not even connected to internet. That's when you know that these are the people that need the training. I'm telling you, they were so focused. Like they learned very well with all their heart. Nothing was distracting them. Nothing like posting things online or something like that. They were so focused with the training. So, and with that, we did it. And anyway, we did it physically. We most of the time, go to villages and do the training physically. So, but did it online, something. Sometimes some people do not take it well. I'm telling you, that's just the truth. So they are not poor.
Yeah. You are bringing up this is a practical issue you are bringing up, that those who say they are poor have an opportunity to access opportunities with their cell phone, go to cyber. But they don't. Then the real people who are poor don't even have access to internet, access to opportunities, even access to listen to such discussions.
Like to even feed themselves, I'm telling you. A lot like that.
Yes, and I can see Jack is saying that there is an internet called Starlink internet, $100, and it can be able to be used by multiple people. Yes, so I think this point is that even where you are poor and you cannot access it, you can come to then access a common point for internet and then use it to access opportunities. But I want to build on that point. I mean, it's a very interesting point. So what you are saying is that sometimes those who we mingle with are actually those who are ignoring opportunities, and those who are really yearning and are passionate don't have access to that, and that engaging them.
I guess when they say they are poor, they are not just telling you where you are poor in. They are poor in accessing information. They are poor in when they even access information. They are lazy to apply for some, and I'm telling you, like a lot of things like that. So the poor that not having money but having phone of 100,000 naira or something, I'm telling you, like, well,
as you're talking, I think Mr. Obiro say, when your raw materials are what others call waste, then you are not poor. So he said those people complain they are poor, and they actually live waste at home, and then they went out to be complaining on the internet that they are poor. They are rich because they could have looked at how to do that.
Yes, now, so some people with their smartphones, they are making huge money every month. They are writing content for people. They are finding ways to, like, it's not as if that is their dream. One thing they said that you can actually like get some things. When I started this thing, I was into photography. I would go and snap pictures at events, everything, just to make sure that I sustain myself while trying to build my dream. So there are some things that you can still, like legal works that you can do. Maybe help people to manage their social media, reach out to them and everything, instead of you just pressing that phone. I want to manage your social media. I can do this for you. I can do that. You can make money.
Say it, instead of pressing that phone and doing social media gossip.
Yes, now you can make money from that. Now use it to source your vision, to source that one thing that you want. But saying that you don't have money to learn anything, it's because you don't want to learn. People are finding ways to do things.
Wonderful. This is, I mean, you have your wealth of experience and your passion in this West sector, but using it for fashion and tapping opportunities is really something that at least we'll have to come back to this again. It's something that we're going to have another conversation, because I think this is really a great topic. But before you go, what is your last word? What would you tell to the young people out there who have watched this.
I just want to encourage them, like to see possibilities in things. You know, Mrs. Ibukun Awoshika said something. She said that 30 years ago when she started her business, power, as in electricity, was issue in Nigeria, and it's still an issue. So if you are waiting, if she said that if she had waited up till now, that maybe the power problem will resolve, that means that she will not start that business 30 years ago. That now everybody is now looking up to her and everything. So that means that just start with those challenges that you see around you, because they are not leaving anytime soon. That's the truth. You just have to work with it. Find a way to make sure that, okay, that thing that you want to do it with that thing, consider it into it, because they are not going to go. Road issue, electricity, everything, they are not going to go away soon. Like, the problem is not going to go away soon. So that means that we should just find a way. Whatever we have, make good use of what you have at the moment. If it's that smartphone that you have that you know that, okay, can create opportunities for you. You know, some people with their smartphones, they create awareness as in about climate change, about waste to wealth and everything. They are not even producing product, just creating awareness, and they are doing so well. They are reaching out to them. They are collaborating with United Nations. They are doing a lot of things just through that smartphone. So a lot of things can be done with what you have at the moment. So if you actually can come online every day, I'm telling you, you are not poor. Maybe you are just poor in opportunities or something, I don't know, but you are not poor.
Did you hear that? You are not poor if you can be able to access internet, if you can be able to access a computer, access a smartphone. If you have internet, please use it to access opportunities. Use it to turn a challenge into an opportunity. It's been an amazing evening with Adejuka, and it's really been exciting to have you. I mean, you have educated a lot of young people. I mean, and the work that you are doing is quite very, very excellent. But there were three things you say that stood out the entire evening. You must become purposeful and develop that burning fire in you, passion, because that's the only thing that can sustain you. Waste is a resource, and actually that's a gold mine that we ignore every day. And lastly, you must be able to know that at least you endure pain, short-term pain, for long-term gain. And if you do that, then all the opportunities will come. Thank you very much for your time, Adejuka, and keep doing the excellent work that you do. And to our viewers, it's been a great discussion, and thank you for your comments. Until next time, it's been the Mindset Spot. Bye-bye.